Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. My name is Adam. I am the Community Manager of Franchise Hockey. Not with me is FHM producer Jeff because he's busy. Yeah, we are playing the brand new Franchise Hockey Manager 5. We're currently in an open beta stage, but the game is releasing Friday, October 5th on all platforms, including Steam. Should be up on the Mac Store as well. And will be available from our own website, otpdevelopments.com. If you actually go there and buy it right now, you'll get access to the game right now. We started this game back last week, in fact, and we started as the Quebec Nordiques. We were showing off some of the new features as we have done some division realignment, including moving Toronto to the Central. We put Quebec in their place in the Metro. And not Metro, that's not right, Atlantic, right? I gotta check. So if I look here, I can see we are in fact in the Atlantic division. Yes, not Metro. My mistake. And so we went through and made that. Showed how to move teams, how to still do an expansion draft. We started on July 1st, which is a new option in FHM 5, and so we drafted our team. Overall, I like our team. We got Philip Grubauer in net, along with UC Saros, and lots of good parts here. Josh Manson was our highest rated leadership guy, so he's our captain. We have Jordan Stahl, who we picked up in the expansion draft, and Adam Lowry is another assistant from the expansion draft. Our big name we got in the expansion draft was William Nylander, because he hasn't signed with Toronto, still hasn't in real life right now, and so that was kind of a coup for us, and we got a lot of good parts here. Whether or not we can make anything work, we'll kind of see as it goes. Our team, we're building basically just as it can go. We'll see as we can manage. We have lots of room for improvement. Actually, before we go any further, it is September 23rd. We went through and looked at some of the new stuff. If you did not catch our previous video, it's up on YouTube, which is youtube.com/OOTPdevelopments, and you can watch and catch up on all the new stuff I showed off. I'm just going to look, because we have some room, and look at if there's any free agents who are of interest to us, because we don't have a lot of depth. I would like young players and people who are not restricted free agents. So we can see there is a Swedish player here, so let's offer him a contract. He doesn't want a lot of money anyways. Looks like he'll be a good piece for joining the minors. Alexander Krakus played in Quebec minors. Okay, yeah, let's offer him a contract too. Just build up a little bit more of our depth. I'd like to add a defenseman, but there's nobody great. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to increase the age to 26. We'll only look at defensemen. Just reestablish that. Okay. So if we can grab Ryan Sproul, he wouldn't be a bad depth defenseman. I'd like to offer him a two-way deal. I'm not sure he'll want a two-way deal, but it's not going to hurt for us to ask. Oops, just got to turn my number keys on. So we'll offer him $80,000 in the minors, and he thinks that's probably okay, so that's good. Jake Dochin wouldn't be a bad one again. Meet demand, only wants a 2-year deal. If we offer him a 2-year deal, 79, that's a response. Yeah, he's okay with that. Alright, so now we've just built up a little bit more depth if we look at our team. If we look at our roster. We can look at our contracts. We still only have 41 players under contract. So that gives us a little bit more room. Guys who will be getting sent down include, you know, Ryan Sproul doesn't need to. These guys don't need to be here. We got all these new. All right. So it's great that he's signed. I'm gonna send him immediately down to Greensboro because he's not going to be on the team. Ryan Sproul. We don't need as well. Jake Doshin can go down to being in the minors as well. Just gives us a little added depth because we're more than likely going to run into injuries at some point. We got a game versus Montreal. We played our last game. Actually, before we do that, what we need to do, one of the things I didn't go over well because I needed to talk to our developers to find out what was going on, was talk about our tactics. And more specifically, looking at our player stuff. And we can look at individual options. So again, if you didn't... I got my graphics ready. Glad to hear it, the Yipster. He says he got his graphics ready. You can see how each of your lines kind of racks up. So our first and second lines look pretty good, and our third lines too, really. Our fourth line isn't as happy. So if we get to a point where we're doing fairly well, maybe that's something where we look at. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how our team is built right now, especially considering where we kind of are. What we want to do now is look at what our players are. And so if I click on Braden Coburn or click on any individual place, you can see I have a bunch of guys set at screeners because I don't have them updated. So what I want to do is I want to click on Braden Coburn. He's set as a two-way defenseman. I'm going to leave him on two-way defenseman because that's a fine one for him. Dylan Hetherington, who's in stay-at-home defenseman 11. You know what, I'm going to change him to a clearing defenseman. I think that might be a better fit. Jimmy Oleksiak. Get him as a... Ooh, you know what? I like punishing defensemen. That'll be better for him. Go with some old school guys. Calvin DeHaan, old school defenseman. TJ Brody. He's going to be a little bit more of an offensive guy, just like he is in real life. So he's a point shooter. Guy who likes to fire the puck. Our captain, we will set him up as a crease clearing defenseman. Makes sense for him. Now, we want to look at and think about how our lines are built here. So I'm going to use him as a speedy forward for Cal Janarek. Curtis Lazar playing fourth line. I want him grinding. Tanner Pearson's pretty good. And so let's put him as a sniper. Nick Ritchie is 11. Punishing forward sounds better for him. Radek Vaska. Back checking forward. Adam Lowry. He's a pretty good screener in real life. Big, tall guy, likes to get in the way. I'm going to put him as an aggressive forward checker, him playing third line. Actually, punishing forward. He likes throwing big hits. Riley Sheehan playing fourth line. Let's get him as a two-way forward. Jordan Stahl. We're going to leave him as a screener. You know, that's a good call for him. Jaromia. Again, guy going up and down. Fourth line, let's get him aggressive forward checker. Josh Bailey. I think he's intensive two-way forward. Now I can also change how these guys are, and that's going to make them to change how they are on the ice. I'm going to leave them as they are for now. Again, we can move them high or low, just to the three spots, and then I need to check TUs in case I want to change something more specific. Grabner loves shooting, so he's going to shoot the puck. And William Nylander, again, a guy who likes shooting, so we're going to get him to shoot that puck. And alright, so that gives us a better idea of what we want. And alright, good. I like how our lines are set up. We had the CPU set them up. I might try and rebalance a little bit of the ice time so nobody gets too tired. 1917-14, kind of like that a little bit more. Defensemen seem to be lined up fairly well. So that's good. Which reminds me, I need to set manager options. Now, I don't want to control my scouting, so I'm going to let my assistant do that, as well as my training. And it's a good thing to remember to do. Otherwise, you won't have guys scouting unless you're checking all the time. I'm going to add some more scouts. We've got some guys going, but we're going to need guys going a little bit more. For instance, we've got a Canadian guy in the USSR. That's not his best spot he could be. So we need to go to the Nordiques, and we want to go to staff. And click on free agents. And again, this year you can hire different people to do different jobs. But right now, all I care is about finding some scouts. So what I want to look for is actually by region. And we're going to hire another guy in Alberta. Just keep going here. Atlantic Canada. Sure, why not? Continuing on here. Ratcast, I never did any scouting. Well, if you're playing historical, you don't need that many scouts. Gonna grab Andrew Shaw. Hire him as a scout. Europe at large. Okay, grab a few guys here. Being that we're going to be building a team here, and we will probably be trying to recoup some draft picks at some point. That is a lot of scouts in England. Grab another Finnish guy to become scout. Oh, former USSR. Oh, none of those guys particularly enthrall me. Our former Czechoslovakia area. And I'm just taking a look. Okay, that guy looks pretty darn good. 4 seasons, not bad. Dave O'Hannigan, yes, let's sign him too. Alright. Now, do you need to hire tons of scouts? Does training only happen at the beginning of the season? No, training happens all the time. You should get training reports at every month. You will get a boost at going into training camp, typically, as players come back to in shape. Or you hope they do, but occasionally you will get see, of course, storylines with players who are not ready. I guess I can probably hire Peter Forsberg. That seems about right. Hi, CS312. Thanks for coming. Continuing here. Northern Europe. Johnny Albin, yes. I'm probably going way over budget, but you know what? We need scouting. OHL draft region. I can hire Mark Hunter, huh? Alright, we got Mark Hunter scouting for us. A couple guys OHL. QMJHL draft region. Alright, Norm Poisson. Absolutely. That's a very reasonable contract. And Bill Dandy. Great name. Have to draft him. Or not draft him, sign him. And some guys who are, good and great. If we're building Quebec, we better make sure we're scouting Quebec very well. Excellent fleur. Like it. And grab a prairie guide to do some scouting in Saskatchewan. St. Petersburg. Sergei Voinov. Alright. Swedish Region North. Jimmy Blixt. Sounds good to me. USA and all of Canada. These are typically guys who I like because they're going to go all over the place. Norm McIver, we've had scout for us previously. In other games, he's been good. Steve Casper is another one. Dave McKinnon. All right, done. And Rick Dudley. Sure, we'll pay Rick Dudley some money. Average, good average. You don't want anyone who's below average. Average is fine, but you might want to have multiple scouts in the region if they're only looking at average. Adam has the draft on his mind 24/7. You absolutely have to have my mind on the draft 24/7. Especially when we're starting a rookie team, basically. And, I'm just going to hire Eric Hurst because he's from Wisconsin. And, okay, Pat Western. That probably added just a ton of scouts. So if I go look. Oh, yeah, we got lots of scouts now. I feel much better about our scouting. Now I'm just going to have the AI sound guys make sure they get stuff done. I'm going to let the AI just kind of go at it. We'll see how the reports come back. PWOG says, go Wings. And CS High 312 says he's really enjoying the random debut. Yeah, so am I. I really like the random debut. Feature in historical mode. Okay, so game versus the Canadians here. I guess we kind of have to play this game, being that it's the battle for Quebec. So let's see how it goes. I am going to all goals highlights. And I'm going to take that off, so let's go. Ratcast asks in the chat, are all players the same age in random debut? No, they're not. Not at all. And no scores from the draft. Come on, get it going here, Quebec. You're finding it really loud? I didn't think it was that bad. We are getting badly outshot right now, which is not a good thing. Okay. And at the end of the first, we are getting pretty much destroyed. Man, 15 shots to 3. What is going on? Good thing we're holding on. So maybe we want to make some in-game tactic choices. So we're attacking intensely. Let's go back. We'll take hitting back down 1-2. Back down to medium. But we're going to try and push the tempo and the aggressiveness. Try and get some pressure up too. See if that helps change. Well, wait a second. The goalie switch is very slow. Okay. Alright, let's see if that helps. And we tie it up early on. Braden Coburn assisted by Nick Ritchie and Adam Lauer. Awesome. And Brendan Gallagher makes it 2-1. Gonna crank up this clock speed to keep her moving. Ah, that's better. Ratcast asks if the historical... is a mix of 100 years of NHL. Yes, anyone in the historical database can be taken. Well, the good news is we generated twice as many shots, or more than twice as many shots. But we're still down 3-1, so that's not great. Looking at our game ratings, nobody's terrible. A lot of this I just would assign to being a new team. Good news. Cal Jenner scores. Make it 4-2 with just over 3 minutes left. Probably not enough to turn it around, but at least we made it respectable. The good news is this is only preseason, so we take our lumps. Again, looking at the numbers, not great defensively, but nobody's horrible. Oh, Radek Vaska did not have a good game. 37. Defensive game rating. Okay, that's pretty bad. Our fourth line, let them score. And yes, so we will continue on here. Players need to be assigned numbers. Oops, did I forget to send somebody down? That's okay. Getting out of roster. Dylan Hetherington maybe should not be in that line. We're going to replace him with Steven Jones. Let's see if that helps. If we can send Hetherington down. Guess we'll find out if he has to clear waivers. I'm not sure. Down. We know some guys who we don't need. Colton Sevier, probably not going to end up needing. I'm going to shop him because I haven't shopped anybody yet. So let's see what we get for Colton Sevier. Well, we got a number of trade proposals. Toronto's offer Trevor Moore, reject. Brandon Davidson, reject. Jake Chelios, reject. Smith, that's not terrible, but let's reject that. Again, not. What do you have there? Oh, okay. That was very confusing. Not bad. I kind of would like somebody young who might clear. That's not a terrible, but he's not much of a player either, so I'd rather, if we don't get a good offer, I could try and bundle him up for some draft picks. Oh, there we go. Washington offers a 7th rounder. Not much, but at the same time isn't. Edmonton offers a 7th rounder. Ryan Graves. I'll reject that. And 30-year-old Brad Hunt. Let's reject that as well. So who would we rather have a pick from, Edmonton or from Washington? Both teams are pretty good. If I'm going to trade a guy, I'd typically rather trade him out of my division, out of my conference. Okay, we're going to complete the trade to Edmonton. Alright. So that gives us a little bit more room on our roster to make some more tough decisions. Marcus Johansson, 2.5. We should get him in somewhere, I think, but I just don't know where or who's coming out. Jason Dixon's not getting it done. He can go down 1.5 stars. Curtis Lazar. Alright, let's replace him with... who was I just looking at? Johansson. So I want to replace... Put Johansson in. Lazar actually did get sent down. He might be destined to be sent down too. Alright, so if I look at... that's not what I want to do. I want to look at tactics and look at players. Johansson's now in. He's still listed as a screener. Let's get him shooting the puck. Let's get him as an up and down winger, actually. Stand as... I don't know. I don't... Back checking forward. Speedy forward. Forward is main coach, just getting up the ice quickly. Breakaway on rushes. Or Dangler. Oh, I want him helping out defensive. Speedy forward sounds like a better fit. Alright. And who's the other person I brought in? Johns. Crease clearing defenseman. Alright. So let's play a game versus Buffalo. We'll put UC Saros in net. Ratcast, it's possible, but I doubt you'll probably get a full team of players, no players you've heard of. And I sim this game, and we pick up a win, 6-3. All right, so our changes worked. Calvin DeHaan scores, Nick Ritchie scores, Larry Fasco, William Nylander. All right, Jimmy Oleskiak. Good, that's what I like seeing. So let's see, Casey. Oh, that's okay. Whew, that's them. 33 defensive game rating. That's a rough game. Those are much better numbers from across our team. So maybe making those couple of adjustments have helped. Yeah, if you're playing historical, it would be unlikely that you get a team of all players. You have no idea, but it's not impossible. It's just unlikely. Game versus Washington. Again, we're going to sim right through this. Leave Grubauer and net to play his old team, and we pick up the loss, but we only lose 2-1. I can deal with that. Again, just taking a quick look at the offensive defensive game ratings. Calvin DeHaan is just kicking it good. And although we have some numbers in the 40s, overall the numbers are much better than they previously were. So maybe what we have. Lacos 1234. Has there been any thought to given 2D rendering in gameplay rather than just text? Yes. Is that a good enough answer, Lacos? Yes. Has there been thought? Yes. And putting UC Saros comes in and just is sweeping, getting wins. That's great. He might end up being our starter here. Vasquez, Stahl, Lowry. All right. Guys are coming ready to play for him. I like it. Goes 1, 2, 3, 4. He goes, guess that's something I should have would be added to 6. I can't make any promises on anything. I don't want to do that. But is in-game graphics something we want to add? I would think it would be, kind of incorrect to say it's not something we haven't thought of and may want to address in the future. But building something that works isn't necessarily something you can do quickly. Sometimes it takes a bit of time to get things set up or to test and make sure. But again, is it something we're interested in doing? Yeah. It's definitely on the radar. So who got hurt? Oh, Marcus Johansson, of course. Minor facial cut day-to-day, he's hurt. All right, well, let's put in then... All right, Tobias Ryder's coming in for him. Ryder. So again, go to tactics. I'm just going to make sure Ryder's got a decent roll. We can get him on. Ooh, I like him as a playmaker. Oh, Speedy Ford. I like playmaker for him. All right, game versus Washington. Let's try this out. UC Saros. Let's see what you can do. And he picks up the win. 4-3 over Washington. Excellent. Our captain has been coming through clutch. 2 assists. Big game. Like it. Fair enough. I can imagine making sure the engine is tight is priority. It's more than just that. There's a lot of little things you don't necessarily think of that just you got to double check and make sure things are working. But it is something we are aware of people want. And it's something that, we would probably at some point like to do, but there's no timetable on it. And Jeff might be watching the stream right now because he's not on because he's busy working on Franchise Hockey Manager 5, and he might be going, why is Adam talking about this? But I said, what we do is we listen to our fans. Our fans help us dictate what the game becomes. That's one of the major reasons, for instance, that online plays back and online leagues. because we heard loud and clear that people wanted online playback. And so we did and found a way to bring it back in a way that we're happy with. And alright, so Central Scouting draft list. Number 1 guy, no surprise, is in fact Jack Hughes. The good news is, I guess, if we bomb, there's a good chance we could draft him. Lycos1234 says, sorry, Jeff, doesn't matter. You guys could probably put out a hot dog eating simulation and I'd probably buy it. That would be an interesting idea. Hot dog eating simulation. CSI312 says, Mickey McKay, who played in the 1920s, is dominating for the Leafs in the 1970s in his historical campaign. Awesome. Okay, so we got a bunch of guys on waivers who need to clear. Nobody of really surprise. I'm okay if most of them, don't end up. If someone took them, it would be kind of upsetting, including our goaltender. But we'll watch. We'll also have to watch, see if there's anybody of interest for waivers for us, to see if we could grab somebody who might be useful. That being said, we're at 24 players. We're only going to be allowed to have 23. So Curtis Lazar, just like in real life, we're sending you down to the AHL to go work on your game. That means we have Sissons, Johansson, Morrow up as our backup guys, and you know what? I'm okay with that. How was Johansson still out with a minor face cut? Come on, man. DeHolyman17 says, will online be share file only, or can there be a host server? It's looking pretty good to date. It'll be share file as far as I know, but you can set it up so it'll automatically go to an FTP server, and so all through the game, rather than having to do it individually by yourself or have someone be able to compile it. So there's some good options on there. Good Creative says, so is there going to be an official OOTP online league to start it at some point? It's possible. I'm not going to say one way or another. But the team is fairly busy as it is right now with all the new stuff, and they're still and we're still testing the game, making sure we can get as much good things as we want, and see if there's anything else we want to add in a little bit. CSI312 asked, Adam, I wanted to ask, did the FHM Discord disappear? Yes, our FHM Discord disappeared because we created a brand new Out of the Park Developments Discord, which you can find the link to in our Twitter channel. And there is, rather than have a bunch of separate ones, we have, you can come talk about Out of the Park Baseball, Franchise Hockey Manager, MLB Manager, or just come talk about hockey or baseball or anything else. So we got a bunch of different channels in there. Rather than have them separate, we thought that would be a good thing to do. Alright, so a few players on waivers. Not seeing any big names jump off. And we do not have some of these players scouted well enough to make too big of a leap on what they could be. Mason Raymond. Okay, thanks, Adam. We'll check it out. You're welcome. Yeah, please join. I think right now there's probably around 200 some people on it, so. And more keep joining every day. You know what? Looking at the list, I don't really see anybody who's jumping out as somebody, we have to grab. Why did... Nashville just decided to sign a 40-year-old Finnish guy. Well, that's interesting. When did they sign him? August 17th. All right. Wait, Martin Erat has shown back up in the NHL? All right, being sent down to Bridgeport, but that's entertaining in itself. All right, we're going to continue. Hopefully we don't lose anybody on waivers. This would be pretty upsetting. Again, you know, there's these side buttons. I'm still getting used to going over here, click, because I always want to go to the top and drag things down, because that's just, you know, habit for me. Now, keep in mind as we the season loads, this season is not the same as what currently is being played because we added the new team, and so for that reason, the schedule will be different. What are the side buttons? Yeah, we can look at those in a minute. So just seeing if we're mentioned at all. I can't believe we would be. No, nothing to mention us. I'm not shocked by that, but you never know in case they were really surprised. So Gudu's asking for a rundown of the side buttons. Well, you can see here on the side, I believe, you can see my Quebec logo and the NHL logo. Basically, the Quebec one guarantees that you deal with things related to your team. So the first one is a clipboard, which is your roster. Easy access. Second one is, of course, strategy. So going into what are your lines. Third one is your depth chart. Then there's your schedule. Our personnel is the one that looks like all the people. So we can see we have Wendell Clark and Chris Chelios as two of our coaches, because why not? That was team history, unsigned draftees, so players who we own the rights to but are not here, which we have two guys, and that's okay. Upcoming free agents, this is something we're going to have to look at as well in a little bit, but we're kind of going to see how players play. And the last one is transaction log. Again, that link is no longer active. What? Okay, good. Thanks for letting me know. I will check into what happened there. Okay, give me 1 second here. I'm just going to... No, can't do it right now. Why would that link be no longer active? Huh. I'll have to look into that, holy man. Thank you for letting me know. If shoot me a message on Facebook or Twitter, and I'll get you a link out anyways. NHL ones, the big ones are, of course, if you hover over them, you can see them. And that's showing just the standings, schedule for the entire thing. So front office is just all the important stuff. Good to see free agents, upcoming free agents, trade block. Sorry, then stats, events, history of the league, and scouting from the main scouting. So upcoming free agents, we can see there is some young players who are expiring on their first year deals, who maybe that's something we want to try and target, try and pick up if somebody would be willing to deal someone, which there's no guarantee, but you never know. Trade block is always good to look at to see if there's anyone of interest. Not looking very hot at the moment for anyone who immediately jumps off, but you never know what comes up. So we will continue here. Oh, there we go. Okay, give me 1 second. All right. Yes, the screen is black. I did that on purpose. It'll come back. Let me see here now. Alright. TJ Brody wants to change his number to 7. Yeah, that's fine. That's not really going to bother me at all. Alright. So you see if a couple more guys are on waivers. Pittsburgh, nothing of great for us. Our lineup is basically set. Johansson is finally coming around to being a little bit healthier. We're just going to play this game versus San Jose. Again, going to leave it on just all goals. Now, why? Okay. That's odd. Oh, that must be their preseason numbers. Okay. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Gudu, I think it comes online at about 3 a.m. Eastern. There's a link for the Discord in the chat now, definitely, man. And it's 1-0 for San Jose. Keeping the shots close. Oh, never mind. That just quickly changed. Alright, not a bad first period. Down 1-0. I haven't personally checked, and I can't check it at the moment, but you may want to check Steam right now and see if there is a countdown, because usually there is at some point. And we have a goal coming up here. Puck going back and forth, and waiting. Evander Kane scores. CSI 312 says Adam, are you going to be streaming some this weekend? I might do a stream Friday. I'm not really sure yet. I have a few other things that I need to do. I can't stream Saturday or Sunday due to prior commitments. And it's also, just to be clear, I am Canadian. I never hide this fact. I think everybody knows that. Everybody knows I'm a Winnipeg Jets fan. I give Jeff a hard time because he's a Canucks fan. But being that it's also Canada, it's Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend. So we're losing 3-0, getting outshot 40-23. So I'm a little bit tied up for some stuff on that. That being said, I should have some time to stream Monday during the day and probably at night as well, if it doesn't interfere with the OOTP guys. So we lose our first game in the regular season 3-0, which seems kind of appropriate. CSI 312 says, okay, cool, I didn't know it was Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend. Awesome. Yeah, it's the first, after the first weekend, it's the Monday, and or no, that's not true. It's the second Monday in October. It's Canadian Thanksgiving. All right. You think I would know this off the top of my head, but I really don't. Can't think of, but I'm pretty sure it's the second Monday in October. So I am sorry for those who enjoy watching the streams. I will get back as much as I can and try and get some in during the week. But, you know, other commitments too, right? I'm going to put UC Saros in this, and if Saros gets hot and kind of runs with this, Well, he loses the first game 7-2, so that didn't happen. Ooh, that's rough. We go up 1-0 and then are down 3-1 at the end of the first. 4-1. Ooh. And ooh, that is a bad game. 7-2 loss. That is not good. So we start the league 0-2. Well, I guess the good news is Marcus Johansson should basically be healthy and ready to go, so we can throw him in and see if he can kind of turn it around a bit. Okay, well that seems to be an issue too right there. Alright, good to know. I'm going to be... So Thomas Plekanec shouldn't be playing his 1,000th game already. So something's going on there. That's odd. Alright. Ashton Reese doesn't clear waivers. Alright. Game versus Buffalo. Okay. So that's why. Good to know. Game versus... So we'll play this through. And, oh, man. Really? We lose 6-3? Come on. What is going on? Marcus Johansson is back. All right. Let's replace him. Can I do it from here? No, can't do it from this menu. Okay, good to know. So I'm going to go back to my roster. And we're going to go Ryder, replace with Johansson, and see if that makes all the difference in the world. Maybe it is. DeHolyman17 says, what's the difference between the web store or Steam? The web store is a non-Steam version for one. So if you don't like using Steam, it gives you just the download. You have to download the patches from us because we can't push them through. We'll let you know when the patches are available. There's no Steamworks, obviously, so you need to download mods from our website, which lots of people do anyways. There's not, the game's the exact same. The biggest difference, really what it comes down to is your personal preference. Again, if you buy it straight from us, obviously we're going to get, a little bit more of a cut than we get if you buy it off Steam. That being said, there's nothing wrong with buying it off Steam. Lots of people do. And at least Grubauer got hot, but we are getting destroyed. 6-1. Man. So really, it's what you like. Seven, 6-1, 7-1. Well, this is about typically how things have started off, which is not great. It's not the worst, but it's just not. We can do better than this. We were doing better than this. So what do we need to change? I'm trying to think. Again, if you see the numbers, it's just because I'm running in debug mode, because this is still a beta. If you're watching this, 10 months from now, this was a beta. The game probably has changed some by now. 2, right? So let's look at the Nordiques. Look at our lines. Oops. Braden Coburn's doing. Increase clearing defenseman. We're going to move Manson to two-way defenseman. Go aggressive forechecker. Okay, game versus Minnesota. We're going to throw UC Saros in there, see if he can maybe light a fire under us, see if we can get things going. And we don't. We lose 6-2. Everyone's starting their backups against us. We're now 0-5. Could we be the first NHL team to go 0-82? It's possible. It's possible. That would be a terrifying thought. It comes with just one key. I mean, you can use the key on multiple PCs. The installer you can download off the website. Game versus Florida. I really just kind of at a loss right now. And we finally pick up a win. We will not go 0-82. All right, 2-1 win. Hooray! Mike Matheson scores for them, but we score 2 goals in the third. TJ Brody and William Nylander. Jordan Stahl comes through with 2 assists to give us our first win. Just asking in case I check. If you lose your key, eCellerate, you can actually ask them to email you back like your previous receipts, which is where the keys are. So it's pretty good on that. Tank for Hughes. Game versus New Jersey again. Saros in there. Come on, Saros. And he picks up his first win, 6-5. All right, things are starting to look up. Maybe. Probably not, but I'm a little bit excited now. 2 straight wins. Nylander scores. All right. Adam Lowry. All right, good. Excellent. Excellent. Part of the reason I started late, Gudu, is because I was downloading some new music tracks for you. All courtesy of bensound.com. And I'm going to try and add a few more before the next time I stream too. Game versus Carolina. So Grubauer's in net. Come on, Grubauer. And he pulls off another win, 4-1. All right. Oh, William Nylander comes to play. 4 assists, the #1 star. Stahl picks up 2 goals. Beauty. Excellent. Love it. Man, I mean, so we've been streaming for about an hour now, but now I kind of want to keep going. Oh, an injured player is dressed. Who got hurt? Josh Bailey No! Pull the abdominal muscle day to day. Well, that's not the worst. So I guess that means... Alright, let's get Colton Sissons in for a game. Now, Sissons I haven't had in yet, so let's go look at his tactics and see what he's best at. Luckily, Sissons can play just about anywhere. He's 11 as a screener, so that's not bad. I'm going to put him as a garbage collector. I kind of like that idea for him. Game versus Pittsburgh. I guess we'll leave Grubauer in net, see what happens. And he picks up a win. 44 saves. All right, Grubauer beat Pittsburgh in overtime. And we're one game within 500. Not bad. Love it. Huh. Also, okay, well, that's interesting as well. That should not be blank. Nick Ritchie is injured. Oh, and Adam Lowry. What is going on? Oh, no. We got guys dropping like flies. Lowry is hurt. Mild calf strain day to day. Okay. Nick Ritchie is worse. 1-2. Okay, so why is that reset? Let's try that again. Okay, so that shouldn't be resetting. Oh, but that was known. It's resetting by names. Josh Bailey is back soon. Okay, good. Being that we got like 10 guys out. No, not really, but somebody got dizziness, they're going to have to go on IR. And we'll have to make a decision on who we're bringing up. Okay, a couple of back-to-back games here, so let's take a look at our team. So Lowry's still hurt. Bailey's out. Bailey came in. No. We brought Sissons in. That's fine. Josh Bailey can come in for Nick Ritchie. Now Nick Ritchie is... Oh, he's day-to-day now. Well, he's going to have to go on IR. Because we're going to need to call somebody else up, right? Oh, no, we could. You know what? Colton Sissons is going to be replaced with Tobias Ryder. Is going to be replaced with Sissons. So two guys who are day-to-day can stay on the bench. Just take a quick look at the lines to make sure that didn't do anything crazy. Ryder's up playing fourth. That's okay. Second line. We'll see how this goes. It's a complete disaster. We'll switch them. But we put out the win. 2-1. Alright. And with that, we are back to 500. Started 0-5 and then turned it on. I see Pedersen has scored for the Canucks. Jeff must be crying with happiness. Hey, he might be. Although he's probably hoping they tank to go for Quinn Hughes, let's be honest. Quinn Hughes? Is that who they drafted? I'm drawing blanks now. Jack Hughes. No. Yes, no. Oh, I don't remember these things anymore. And we see a trade. Brian Boyle gets traded for Matt Wilson. Jacob Bryson. Whoa, what is that guy? Okay, we don't have him scouted, so he's probably not that good. I gotta go back to check names. October 2nd. Draft watch list. Jack Hughes. Right. Quinn is the one they drafted. Game versus New Jersey, who just made this trade. Put Saros in net. Come on, Saros. And he loses the game. He stays hot, though, at least for the moment. 6-2 loss, so we're back under 500 by 1. Yeah, you can't win them all. We'll just push up here to November. Adam Lowry is back soon, so that's good news. So let's maybe make those adjustments. So Lowry's coming in. That is not the team I wanted to click on, but to click on Quebec and instead hit them. Alright, so Lowry's coming in for Sissons. Sissons. No, Lowry. Okay, Sissons is coming in for Tobias Ryder. Alright. There's the shuffling going through now. Lowry's almost 100%, which means he's great to be back right now. Game versus the Islanders. Sim it out, and we lose 3-0. Ugh. Imagine if this is how it's going to be, though. We lose 5 games, win 5 games. Lose 5 games, win 5 games. Lose 5 games, win 5 games. That would be less than ideal. And yet, still wouldn't be a terrible start to the year. Adam Lowry is back. Perfect. For Chicago, we're going to put Saros in for this one. Corey Crawford's at 4 heat. Ooh. And we win. All right, Saros comes up to 2 heats. We shut Chicago out. Oscar scores, Lowry scores. Awesome. Hellebuck is the future. Kudu, why you doing this, me man? Plus, he's signed with Winnipeg now. I don't have to worry about that. Stop trying to make it happen. And then blame me when it happens. You know, oh, you're the one who pushed for him. No, I didn't. Never pushed for him. I'm still mad we didn't win the Cup with Florida. That should have happened. That should have happened. And Nick Ritchie's back soon, so that's good news for us. Game versus Columbus. Grubauer's in net. Everybody's up to 100%. That's great. Firing on all cylinders. Sim it out, and we win again. 4-1. All right. Way to go. Nylander scores a couple more goals. Love it. That is just what I want to see. And all right, we have now finished the month of October and are headed into November with a 500 record, 7-7-0 for 14 points. Honestly, I'm pretty okay with that. Just looking here, I kind of forgot. I wanted to check to see how Toronto was doing, so we'll have to do that. They just lost to Minnesota 6-3. As I'm expecting, they're going to get a rude awakening. We can see some of our guys got sent down to the ECHL, and that's probably a good place for them. That's interesting. Alright, Malcolm Subban, Tyler Seguin, take over with the monthly awards. Alright, so I'm going to stop here. Actually, wait, I'm going to look at... So we are 7-7-0, we're 14 points. We're only 2 points back of the Sabres, who are surprisingly in first, so we're right in the thick of things here. In the West, the Jets are 6-6-2 for 14 points. Last. I guess losing Adam Lowry kind of hurt them, huh? St. Louis is killing everybody. 12-2-0. That is an impressive start to the season. So, all right. Thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. Although we'll be streaming a little bit more as we have this brand new game, Franchise Hockey Manager 5, comes out officially Friday, October 5th on Steam, or you can pick it up from our website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. If you click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, that'll take you to our official forums. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. On Twitter, we're at Franchise Hockey. Thank you to those of you who tuned in tonight. And again, I'll look into that Discord link to find out what's going on with it. Make sure if you do want an invite, just hit me up on Facebook or Twitter and we'll get you on there as well. There's lots of cool, new, fun things to do, so make sure you pick up Franchise Hockey Manager 5. And we will see you all again next week, if not sooner.